The popular TV show Gossip Girl is catching a lot of heat for this promo that it's airing.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Your college life begins now.
Thanks for saving me.
You two want to kiss. This was a huge mistake.
So, is the show going over the line? Joining me now is Melissa Henson, the Director of Communications for the Parents Television Council, and Robert Thompson, Professor of Television and Pop Culture at Syracuse University. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Melissa, let me start with you. This is a very suggested ad that we've just seen, but it's not graphic. How do you know that the episode coming up this week will be truly offensive?
Well, of course, we don't know without having seen it, but we do know that they are promoting a threesome on a program that is very heavily targeted to and marketed to teenage viewers, and we find that troublesome. It may not be the first time this subject matter has been explored on television, but I think it is a fairly new phenomenon to feature such mature content on a specifically teen-targeted program.
Yeah, and Robert, you know what? The CW, when they have caught heat for this, says, look, we're not targeting teenagers. This is a show about high school students. Who are they kidding?
Well, it's not so much about high school students anymore. Most of them have moved on to college, and the CW is targeted essentially at 18 to 34, and the median age of Gossip Girl is 27. So just because it's a show that was once about high school students and is now moving on doesn't mean that's necessarily its target. 27 years old is the average or the median age of a Gossip Girl audience member.
But Melissa, you want the CW to cancel this episode. This is their finale of the season. How likely do you think it is that they will respond to the Parents Television Council's complaints?
Well, I'm not sure that corporately the CW network is going to be at all responsive, but certainly the network affiliates across the country do have to be accountable to the people that live in their community, because they are the ones who are subject to FCC fines should anything in this episode be found to be in violation of broadcast decency laws. So they need to be sensitive to those concerns. And if they're hearing from enough people in their community that they feel that this is inappropriate content, I think they're obligated to pull the episode.
Robert, speaking of inappropriate content, I'm just curious. This is not Showtime. This is not HBO. This is the regular broadcast television. Where is the line nowadays? Is there any subject matter that's off limits?
Well, I mean, by off limits, it depends on if we mean the criterion of the indecency rule, which is one thing, or by what advertisers will accept or whatever. I mean, anybody who watches Gossip Girl regularly knows that they actually talk an awful lot about some really sexy, trashy stuff, but they show very little of it. The promos tend to be hotter than the program itself. My guess is that we're not going to see anything that's going to meet the indecency standard when this show finally airs.
All right, we shall see this week. Robert Thompson, Melissa Henson, thanks for coming on to debate it.
Thanks.
All right, coming up, the USS New York